Welcome back. So it seems like we've discussed this before, at least in a blog post that I'll link below, but let's talk about progressive lenses for vision improvement and why I don't like them. Now, if you're not familiar, the idea of progressive lenses is that you have one focal plane for distance at the top part of the lens, and at the bottom part of the lens you have a lower minus correction, or in fact a plus correction depending on how many diopters you're dealing with for close-up. And this is really meant for people that have myopia and presbyopia. They can't see far clearly and they can't see far up close, which in effect means close-up you need less minus, or if you have very low minus you need a little bit of plus. Now, some people have had the pretty interesting idea of using progressive lenses for vision improvement, because of course the idea is during close-up you don't want to use distance diopters. You want a reduction. You want a diopter and a half or so on average of reduction for close-up, which in theory progressives could accomplish. However, and again, I'll try to remember to link the more detailed blog post below, what happens is we tend to look straight ahead. That's just when you're focused on your work, when you're focused on what you're doing, it's more likely that you will tilt your neck down and look straight ahead at the screen rather than keeping your neck straight and looking down at the screen. Your eyes would have to be downward looking the whole time, and that's not natural, and that's not what most people do. Also, your extraocular muscles are not relaxed in that position, so it's not great for that for extended close-up either. But again, in general, your computer monitor is ahead of you. When you play on your phone, you adjust your neck, you're looking straight on. And also, while you're doing so, when you're focused on the content, you forget good habits, and your differential, your close-up correction should give you a little bit of blur challenge, right? And so when you're focused on your work, when you're focused on your content, you're more likely to deviate from creating that challenge if it's not inherently present in the lens. In other words, if you have the option of looking straight through your lens and getting a clear image, subconsciously you're going to do that. So for those reasons, I don't like progressives. Also, there's a little bit when you're going from the distance correction up in front of you to the progressive correction below, there's a little bit of variance in the focal plane. I don't like that. It's much better in principle and in practice to use one correction for any given task, right? Instead of trying to combine everything into one. Now, there is exceptions. Like, for example, if you often have to look, like you're in school, you often have to look at the board in front of you and then at the text again, progressives may be an option. If you're dealing with clients, if you're in an environment where you switch between close-up and distance very frequently and during short periods of time, you could train yourself to use progressives. So that's kind of an exception use case where progressives may make sense. Otherwise though, just get dedicated lenses for the specific case. That's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.
Meow, 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 meow.